Well, y'all came back for another one.
Woohoo! Gonna be fun.
Hey, we laughed a lot on the last one.
My side was killing me.
Well, it's because he had those stupid movies.
Our grandson watched Grease too.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
you made him watch Grease too.
You're welcome. And if we go back and look who had the most comments about it, it was my stuff. So again, you're welcome.
Well, but it.
Comments are comments.
Well,
Keep them coming.
okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But my grandson walks out and he says, "Hey, I watched Grease too." First I said, "Why?" And then he said,
Because his uncle said so.
then he went like that.
It's like a slow burn. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it a few times. Like a viral.
Burn is right.
It's like a viral thing.
Slow burn.
Eventually it'll get you.
Use
Oh.
burn cream for that one.
Well, what now? We're going to go through some movie soundtracks here. We thought we'd stay in the movie genre and go to some soundtracks. And I don't know what. We're going to come back and talk about your criteria, how you did this. It was
Yep.
hard to do.
It
So
is difficult.
y'all come on in. Let's talk about it.
Yep.
And here we are. Welcome back to the Midnight Riders podcast. I am Johnny.
I'm Chuck.
I'm Tina.
And it's time for another top 10 list of things that we kind of maybe, possibly, probably, maybe, won't, could, maybe agree on. We're going to go with movie soundtracks. And guys, this was hard.
This was hard.
Yeah, this one was. Yeah, this took me a while. I got more on my honorable mention because I kept remembering some and forgetting.
Kept
some.
moving.
So
Guess I kept moving shit down.
I had to go jump on some lists and remember. So
I actually had one in the top 5 that eventually fell off the list, and it's just it was hard to do.
yeah,
Yeah, especially when it's only 10.
I know.
Yeah.
It feels like you're like picking 3.
Well, good thing we do honorable mentions because we're gonna have a bunch of them
Yep,
here.
yeah,
We're
that
gonna
is
blast
true.
through here, so we're
Very
gonna.
true.
There's so many different ways to look at a soundtrack. I mean, you got the symphonic ones where it's just the pretty music. Then you got
which didn't make my list.
Well, I didn't think so. You're not a music connoisseur
Nope.
like I am.
And you'll be happy to know Grease 2 did not make my list. So there you go. Had to knock it off the list.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just run. Let's go 10-1. We'll do it that way. And
You want me to go?
why don't you start,
started.
hon? Go
You
ahead.
Start knocking them off.
Okay.
What's your number 10?
Soundtracks. My personal favorite soundtracks.
Number 10.
Number 10, I have Pulp Fiction.
I had it on my honorable mention.
Yep, they're on my honorable mention only because I've only seen the movie like twice, so I had to really kind of remember. But yeah,
Really? Twice?
Wow.
twice.
That's one of those.
But-
Whenever you watch it many, many times, it's going to be one of your quotables.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it will.
It
I had
is.
it on here though. It was a good soundtrack. Though. I do remember that.
It's got a good soundtrack. It was.
Want me to read some of the songs that are on
Yeah,
there?
hit it. Go for it.
Son of a Preacher Man.
Woo.
Counting flowers on the wall.
Yeah, you got to do it. Counting flowers on the wall.
Jungle Boogie, baby. Let's Stay Together. You Never
Mhm.
Can Tell.
Mhm.
And my personal favorite track is the Ezekiel 25:17.
Yes, and that's what what I like about
Yeah.
the soundtrack itself. It has dialogue in it.
Yeah,
I
You
love
that's
know,
good.
It is. It's a quotable movie. It's just, and kind of what I looked at when I did my soundtrack choices here. Does the soundtrack make the movie better? And those guys got way up here on my list as to the others. Just had good music in it. It was down here, maybe an honorable mention. But does it make the movie better? Boom. That one does, but it didn't crack my top 10 though, because there's not the other soundtracks I have. There's more tunes that I enjoy. So good choice.
Thanks.
I like the honorable mention there. Chuck, what do you got?
My number 10, not an overly popular movie, but I caught a couple of the songs and had to watch the movie because of it.
Mhm.
Soundtrack's a lot better than the movie. As The Commitments.
Oh, see, that's the one that I forgot to put on my list.
Yep.
You took my number 2.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah,
Two.
I remember. I heard. I saw a video of Mustang Sally with these guys
Uh-huh.
and thought, oh, good Lord, I got to hear that and watch it. And watch the movie and not overly impressed with the movie, but the
I love the
soundtrack,
movie.
Oh, so
the soundtrack is awesome.
we're
Ah.
we're geeks.
Yeah.
We've watched that
I
movie.
freaking-
Yeah, I like the movie. Just I think the soundtrack well, with
The
your
soundtrack's
criteria,
slamming.
the soundtrack
I mean-
made it even that much better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my number 10.
That's my number 2, man.
Yeah, I that's one that I love that soundtrack. I flat forgot it was from a movie. It was so good.
Yeah.
And it just didn't register. I went through this so quickly, it just didn't even register with me. But that would have made my top 10 somewhere had I remembered it. This is weird that one just jumped out of my head.
I'll read some of the songs on
Hit me.
Mustang Sally,
Oh,
Chain of Fools, Do Right Woman, Take Me to the River, and it's all sang by the cast.
yeah, the cast sings it.
And they're
And never loved a
Never-
man.
yeah.
Oh. Oh. If you have not seen The Commitments, now when you first watch it, it's a tough watch because they have very, very, very deep accents, and
Yes.
it's done over in Dublin.
Yeah, that's a hard watch.
It's done in Dublin. But watch it once through, enjoy the music, then watch it a second time and start understanding them speak. It's a
Absolutely.
fantastic. On a scale of 10, that's a solid 9 for me.
Me too.
A solid 9.
That's why it's number 2 on my
It's
list.
just a great
and
movie.
I
so.
actually remembered to put it.
Yeah, that's incredible. Strike one. Bad Johnny for not remembering that one because that's
there you go.
Yes.
wow. Okay.
Alright, your turn.
Well, I'm going to go with my number 10, and you're going to find some interesting things here. I'm going to go with a musical. I'm going to go with the soundtrack to the movie Chicago. Yeah, simply because I'm not a big musical guy,
Excuse me, gosh.
but that particular when that came out as a motion picture,
Mhm.
I gave it a chance. I loved it. I don't know why. I guess it's
He
just.
ran into my knife 10 times.
I know the songs
Wait a minute,
themselves.
I've never seen it. What is that?
Oh,
Yeah. He
I
ran
think you'd
into-
like it, Chuck.
That's
I really-
intriguing. That's intriguing.
I mean, if you liked Grease too,
Yeah,
it's going to be a banger
It's
for you.
another level.
yeah.
We'll
Well,
give it a 10
yeah.
if you
This
like
one,
Grease.
that one you'll really like. It was. It's done so well. It's great. The music is great. I was in band from 8th grade on up through some college band stuff, and I just played a lot of not orchestral, more symphonic type music, and so I really dig that kind of stuff. At certain levels, that was great. It was great. I love the
Yeah.
soundtrack. I love the soundtrack.
Nope,
it was good. All right, Tina.
Nope, this is Chuck's turn.
No, it's your
That's
turn.
my turn?
You
Number
started.
9.
Give me your
All
number
right,
9.
my number 9 is The Big Chill.
That was my number 6.
That was an honorable mention for me.
That was from 1983,
Yeah.
and some of the songs on it are My Girl, Ain't Too Proud to Beg,
Mm-hmm.
Tracks of My Tears, Joy
Mhm.
to the World.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, that-
was a good movie.
Well, that one was that
Good
was
good
stuff.
movie.
well, that one was going to be in my top 10, but a lot of those songs I found on another soundtrack that I liked more, so I kept.
Yeah, that's why I ran.
bumped
That's
that
why I
one.
ran into the problem. A lot of I have 2 or 3 from the same era that
Yeah.
a couple have hit here and there, but they all had something different. So
Yeah.
that was my number 6.
Yeah,
but you're right, it's a great movie.
Yes, good movie, great
Good movie.
soundtrack.
yeah. All right, Chuck, what do you got at number 9?
Number 9, I have got soundtrack from Forrest Gump.
I have that one as well.
I looked at that one.
I had mine up higher than that though. That's the one that I bumped. I had it number 6.
Yep.
That's the one that I bumped Big Chill out for.
Yeah.
Was that one? It's a good one.
Oh yeah, Hound Dog, Land of a Thousand Dances, Blown in the Wind, Fortunate Son, Can't Help Myself, Respect, Sloop John B. I mean, they got all kinds of.
Well, that particular one, that fell into that category of how much did it help the movie,
Mhm.
and it was just so
Oh,
good.
it was perfect. I mean, that was like one of the most perfectly fit soundtracks.
I mean,
it was
every
great.
every time they
Ran
changed,
through the decade.
yeah, every time they changed
Yeah,
a
there you
decade
go.
in the movie itself,
Yep.
the music changed and you grew with it.
Yep.
It was just done so good, so well. Okay, good choice. Well, mine next, and my number 9. I'm going to go with A Knight's Tale.
Oh, wow. That does have some good stuff in it. It's got some
So much for my
AC/DC.
comment about we're going to match up.
Well, the only
It's got some ACDC in it.
it's got "We Will Rock You." It's got "Lowrider." It's got "Taking Care of
Yeah.
Business." It's got "Golden Years."
Okay. What is this movie?
It's called "I Want to Take You Higher." It's got "You Shook Me All Night Long." It's got "We Are the Champions." It's got Heath Ledger in it, and it's a
Okay.
A night. It's about a night.
it's about it's a period piece
Ah, that's why I have
in the but it's not. It is, but the story itself is more of an up-to-date story using medieval times,
Mhm.
and that's why they put in the popular music. The music shouldn't go with the movie, but it does, because
It does.
it's a bunch of young folks,
Write it down.
and it's what you're gonna.
You'll like it.
The comedy in this thing is incredible. The comedy itself is incredible.
Okay. I'm going to check that out.
So you need to check
'Cause
it
I
out.
like Heath Ledger. So.
Because we went and saw it at the movies when it came out. First, she's a good she loves medieval type movies, and I'll go see it. I like Heath Ledger. Let's go watch it. I walked out of the movie theater blown away by how much fun I had. It's not an Academy Award movie by any means, but
Right.
it's a fun watch.
Yeah, that
Alright.
could have been on a good guilty pleasure
Yeah,
list.
it's a fun watch. It really is. So,
Okay.
all right,
Number 8.
number 8, honey. What do you got?
I have the soundtrack from American Graffiti.
That's in
Oh.
mine. That's in
And let
mine.
me tell you,
My number 3.
it
That's-
has all of the oldies, all the good ones.
That's my number 2.
Oh,
that was my number 3.
Man,
Yes. Yep.
it's 8 for me.
Y'all stealing my thunder
I
here.
mean, if
Well, Tina is.
Wow.
You took my number 2.
wow, you got a number 8. Number 8. Okay, I had a
Right.
number 2. I'm old. I'm older than y'all, of course.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Oh, love that movie though.
if you like the 50s music, it's got every song you
It's
can
got,
imagine.
and they're all original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all
of the
original stuff.
singers.
See, and that's the
So-
reason I had to knock Hollywood Nights off my list.
See,
Because they had a lot
yeah.
of the same ones.
Yeah.
So I went with American Graffiti instead of Hollywood Nights.
Yeah,
So,
see, I kind of think Hollywood Nights is a better movie than American
too.
Graffiti. Me,
I
that's
do
me.
too.
That's me.
I do too. I
But-
like that movie better. But
But the soundtrack
Soundtrack.
of American Graffiti is just off the charts.
Definitely.
Incredibly fantastic. Wow, number 8. I figured you'd have that higher than that.
Number 8.
Well, we'll see what you got coming. All right,
Cool.
Jack, what do you got at 8?
my number 8 is Animal House.
Shocker.
Yes.
I don't even remind me what songs are on that thing.
Louie, twisting the night away. Shamalama ding dong. Shout. Hey Paula. Let's dance. Dream girl. What a
See,
wonderful world.
I don't remember all of those being on there. It's
Oh,
been a while
good.
since I've seen the movie.
Go watch the movie.
Again, a great
I'm thinking you weren't
soundtrack.
Paying attention to the music.
Exactly.
While you were watching it.
Well, I was worrying about.
How do you not pay attention to Shamalama ding dong?
Well, I mean, that's one thing. And shout.
Shout,
Oh,
exactly.
God.
Oh, God.
And Louie.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh my!
Yes.
Again, the music made that movie so good.
It did.
The same with American Graffiti. I mean, that music was. There's so many songs on that soundtrack. You're constantly hearing music during the movie, and it's so good.
Even in the background.
In Animal House, I mean, again, the music helped the movie so much, so much. All right, let me go to my number 8 that I have listed, and I'm going to go with the soundtrack to Halloween.
Ooh.
And
We have listened to that many times.
Well, I like that. Didn't make my list, but I like that.
well, what it's got, if you haven't listened to the soundtrack, I watched Halloween's one of my top horror movies of all time. I've watched the movie. I watched the movie in April. I don't care what month it is. I love the movie. You know, you've got the little all the stuff that happens during the movie. You've got the title theme in there, of course, but the rest of the tracks in there are like a minute or a minute and a half or 45 seconds of just the same shock sounds that you hear during the movie. And I love it.
I can't argue with
It's
it.
a
No, it's
soundtrack, and
It's good.
I can't argue with
I had
it.
to go there. I had to go
It's
there.
good stuff. I mean,
Well, there's just too many to choose from. My honorable mentions will be more popular. Number 7, Tina, what do you got?
my turn
Yep.
again already.
Already.
All right, I'm probably gonna steal y'all's thunder again. I said Saturday Night Fever.
God damn it. Number 5.
Number
I'm gonna have like 3 to talk
number 1.
about. My number 5.
Yeah, that's my
If you
number
like
one.
the Bee Gees, there you go.
It's even got a couple of Casey and the Sunshine
Well,
Band. in there.
yeah, and it's got, you know,
Hell yeah.
it's got
No,
some
great,
other disco.
great soundtrack.
Some disco. Hold on, some disco.
Again, not a huge fan
All
of the movie.
disco.
Not a
Staying
huge-
Alive. How deep is your love? Night Fever. More Than a Woman. If I Can't Have You. Manhattan Sky. Calypso Breakdown. My gosh. Jive Talking. You Should Be Dancing. Boogie Shoes. Disco Inferno. My gosh. I don't dance, and I danced to this stuff when I was in high school.
Yeah, I was.
Shut up. Don't even say it. Don't go there. But that's great. I mean, every track on that album I love. It was my high school years, and so it was. Yeah, it was my number one. That was my number one listed soundtrack.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
She don't get to go first anymore.
Man, she's just throwing us
Jacking up everything I
Well,
got.
y'all probably gonna hate on my top.
Well,
one.
she won't like it. We ain't gonna match that. All right, Chuck. What do you got? Number 7.
Number 7, I have got, and I'm hoping I got one of hers this time.
What do you
maybe. Purple Rain.
7.
Yep. See? How high up was it? There you go. I knew I'd get her. I wasn't sure if it was going to be number 1.
Wow.
But I knew I'd get her.
Honorable mention.
Ooh.
Honorable
Really?
mention.
Okay.
Honorable mention.
Purple Rain started out like about number 3 for me. And then I just
Honorable
started-
mention.
started throwing in with
Yeah.
the movies and everything else. So
Well, I rated all these things, and I looked how many of the songs on there do I think are top-notch songs. And it only had 4 or 5 I considered top-notch, whereas I
The entire album
Oh,
is
no.
banging.
No. I disagree with you on that particular statement right
I'm a
there.
huge Prince fan, so I had to have that in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying
And
it's
who doesn't love Jungle Love with Morristown?
that's not on the soundtrack.
Times.
It's in the movie.
It's not on the soundtrack.
What's the other one that's on the soundtrack? No, because that's not Prince. That's
No.
Time.
Yeah, the album actually came out as a Prince album.
Right.
So
it
you
was
got
my number one.
Let's Go Crazy, When Doves Cry, and Purple Rain is really
I
about
Would
the
Die
only ones
for You.
Okay, that's on there. See,
All of them.
Darling Nikki.
Yes.
Well, I'm not a
the
fan of that one.
entire.
Okay, I'm not
That's my
saying
opinion, though.
I'm not
I
saying
get
it's
it.
bad.
I get it.
I'm just saying it's not
I
on
get
my
it.
list.
I
So,
get it.
all right, number 7 for me. Honeymoon in Vegas.
In Vegas.
Yep.
At least I don't have to worry about you taking any of mine.
Honeymoon in Vegas.
I'm trying to remember.
Who's in that one?
Was there like really rocking?
Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
Kind of like really rocking.
I've seen the movie. I just don't remember the song. I don't remember.
Read them.
It was popular artists doing Elvis tunes.
Yeah,
Billy
okay,
Joel did
that's what
All
I was
Shook
thinking.
Up. Amy Grant did Love Me Tender. Travis Tritt did Burning Love. Billy Joel, Heartbreak Hotel. Dwight Yoakam, Suspicious Minds.
Didn't even think about that one. I've seen the movie. Like
Vince
the movie.
Gill, Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson did Blue Hawaii. Oh, it's so Willie Nelson did Blue Hawaii is so good. But
It is.
again, it made the movie so. It made the movie so Vegas with just all the Elvis tunes and
Okay.
everybody else singing the Elvis tune, and then Nicolas Cage running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and
Dressed like Elvis.
James Caan, and it was the movie. I love the movie. It's a nice little shtick type movie.
You put Honeymoon in Vegas, and Purple Rain didn't even make the cut.
Yeah, because there's more tunes on the Honeymoon in Vegas soundtrack that I like than the Purple Rain
But you
soundtrack.
also said that you rated it on what it did for the movie.
I did.
So without the music and Purple Rain, what do you feel about the movie?
The movie is awful. The movie Purple Rain with the music is awful. The movie Purple Rain, I'm sorry, Carrie, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. The movie Purple Rain is awful. It's bad.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a horrible movie.
Okay, thank you.
But
Well, I watch it for the music. so-
again, I'm a huge Prince fan and love the soundtrack for the movie. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. Well, I'll go with that.
It's
All
a
right,
life story. What are you gonna do?
Tina, you're
Kind
on number 6,
Number
if you would,
6.
please.
Now this is one I know that neither one of y'all will have.
Okay.
Finally, give me something to talk about.
Yeah, probably my
Number
number
6.
3.
Yeah.
Is the Dances with Wolves soundtrack. It's
Correct.
so awesome. It's all the brass
Mm-hmm.
that you would.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, being a brass player, just it's awesome. The entire soundtrack, I can just put it on and
Mm-hmm.
clean house and it just
Yeah, we're going to get into that on my honorable mention
Oh.
list. I got a bunch of those that I got listed on
love
here.
it. Love love it.
Well,
I
I don't. I have no musical ability at all. That's
I've
the thing.
I think it's very nice. It's very relaxing. It's a good musical album.
Well, and they're written for the scenes.
Sure.
I mean, it's like
And can you see the movie when you just listen to the soundtrack?
absolutely.
That's what I love about some
Absolutely.
of my honorable mention ones. You can see the movie when you hear the
Yes.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I
It has the ups and
I could have done a
downs
top 10 of those type of
Yeah.
soundtracks, but I only put the Halloween one in here because of whatever. But
Yeah, I only have
hey,
that
I'm
one.
behind you on that one, babe. I think it's a good
I
choice.
love that one.
Chuck, number 6.
Big Chill was my number 6.
Oh, I didn't get that.
She got my number 6. She got my number 5.
Okay, my number 6 was
So,
Forrest Gump. So,
there you
honey,
go.
you're back to you at your number 5, Tina.
Okay, my number 5 is the Blues Brothers. Did I get you both?
Suck. That's my number 1.
That's my number
So I have
3.
nothing to talk. I can want to go
Well,
in the
you
house.
talk on it then. There's your number 1. You
No,
talk.
we're good.
That's my number
No,
3.
That was my number 1. Blues Brothers. It's also one of my favorite movies. It's just the whole soundtrack is just awesome.
It is
The
awesome.
multiple people they got performing, the John Lee Hooker and Cab Calloway. They're just
Mhm.
Aretha.
the whole album from start to finish is that's why I rated mine. Is if I could listen to the whole soundtrack
Mhm.
and enjoy the movie, yeah, there was no way that wasn't gonna be. That was my easiest one. That was my easiest
there
number
again,
one.
you know, you listen to the soundtrack and you can see the movie.
Yes,
Mhm.
You know, the soundtrack
yes.
helps make the movie
Yeah,
what
I
it
feel
is.
like that they-
you know,
I feel like they wrote the movie around the soundtrack.
They're on the soundtrack.
they very well, they had to because
Yeah.
they wanted to get people in there.
Yeah.
You know, they
Well, I
wanted
mean, come
to
on,
get
you're
on.
going to get people with.
Well, I mean, that's the movie. If you're a Belushi fan or an Aykroyd fan
Mhm.
or you know,
any SNL,
whoever, any old, yeah.
NES, and it's I think it's the first movie from an SNL
I think,
crew.
yeah, I think it was.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, had to have been because that
It
was
was
their
just-
most popular.
The movie itself was just I loved every ounce of that movie.
Yep. How
And
bad the acting was on the band.
and the music is just so
It
good.
was in the
Well, it's
music.
the real
just-
band.
Exactly.
They bring the
They
real
can't
band in
act.
to play. You know,
Matt Guitar Murphy's horrible.
minus Paul Schaefer, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's so good.
It was
The
great.
movie's
Nice.
great. The soundtrack is great. If you
That was my easiest one. That was my number 1 when I
Well,
started this list. So
that's a good one. Well, number 5, I'm going with the movie Goodfellas.
Made my honorable mention.
Again, it's one of my favorite movies, and
Great movie.
the soundtrack itself has got. Oh my gosh!
You got a book over there?
Yeah, I did. I got damn near everyone I'm in there. I did do everyone. Matter of fact, let me get this out if I can find it. If I even got that one, because it's a great soundtrack, and again, it's one of those that I can't find it. It's another one of those that when I hear the song, I know right where the movie is. Everything about it is just so good. The movie itself
The movie itself is incredible.
is
That's in my
great.
top
one of the best
Great
movies
movie.
ever.
way.
And
up.
everything,
Great.
every song they play, it's 60s and 70s music. of
Yeah,
course.
but it's another one that's extremely fitting for the movie. It tied it all together.
it's I loved it. Fantastic, beautiful, wonderful,
I can't argue with
super both
That's a
movies
good
and
one.
soundtrack. All
That's a
right,
good soundtrack.
hey, none of us have named our number 4s. What do you got, Tina?
Well, I know that we all have this one movie that's left, but I'll say the other one, which is my number 4, is Dazed and Confused.
That's my number 2.
I mean, come on. You got Nazareth, Love Hurts,
Mm-hmm.
Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, Jim Dandy, Rock and Roll All Night, Low Rider, Paranoid, Sabbath.
Stranglehold, Slow
Yeah.
Ride.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh,
I got you.
man. You don't get a whole lot better. Actually, I only had, 3 other ones better than that.
Yeah, and
Boy, that's good.
and-
That's it. That was my number 2.
And I put that up there in the American Graffiti thing where you're hearing music damn near the whole movie,
Yeah.
and it's part of the movie.
And I love that movie.
Yo,
Yes.
Again, that's why it was my number 2, because I love the movie
Yeah.
and the soundtrack.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
And I only have one left, and I'm sure it's one of y'all's going to say it.
All right, number 4, Chuck.
Might as well be mine because you got like 8 of my other ones.
Mhm.
Grease. my
There it
number 4.
is. There it is.
That's my number 4 as
That's
well.
my number 3.
Yep. Just
Yeah. I mean, Grease is the word.
You can sing all these years later, and you can still sing every song. It's still played every now and then. It's just
Everyone. This isn't. Can we still say album?
Yes.
for
that I
Grease
ca-
you can.
I play from the beginning to the end.
Yep.
I know every song.
You know every word.
I mean-
you know the movie in your head.
I
Remember
know
how happy
every
you
song.
were the first time you could say the words to "We Go Together"?
Uh huh.
It's
But
like,
I like when I can
And when-
go. I go. Oh, Sandy. See, I practiced
And
that.
when- and
I practiced
whenever
that
you-
for years.
and
at the
whenever you
very
figure
end.
out the actual lyrics to Grease Lightning.
exactly. It's
make,
so funny.
make the kids leave the room.
Yeah.
I was in grade school and we got to, bring music that we liked, and somebody brought, Grease Lightning, and the music teacher said, "We can't listen to that." And everybody's like, "Why?"
It's
I
Grease
know.
Lightning.
Nobody knew,
Nobody
why
kn-
can't we listen?
Nobody knew what he said.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew the words except for
Yeah, uh-huh. The rest of
Yep.
it was I blah 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 blah.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Yep, that's fine. Man, we ripped through that top 10 pretty quick.
Well,
with
the
all,
only-
with all the matchups.
The only one that we haven't read is Chuck's number 3.
Hey, did it's American Graffiti. You just
Okay,
didn't write
the
it
only
down.
one we didn't write down in the top 10s was Chuck's American Graffiti. They're going so fast these days.
Mr.
I want to
Stat.
slow down, but no, it's just go, go, go.
Well,
Yeah.
here's something. On my honorable mentions, none of them were mentioned by you guys.
I don't think any of my. Let me
Right,
check.
me and
mine.
Tina matched up 8 of our top 10.
Are you serious? Well,
Yeah.
we're only a couple years apart,
Yeah.
so that's probably
Well,
why.
Dances with Wolves and your Pulp Fiction were the only 2 that didn't make my top 10.
Well, as far as let's go through a few honorable mentions that we struggled with. That didn't. Let me start with this symphonic stuff. I put in Halloween, but you talked about Dances with Wolves. I also wanted to put in Star Trek. I wanted to put in Predator. I wanted to put in The Godfather. I wanted to put in Star Wars. I wanted to put in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I wanted to Jaws. I wanted to find a John Williams album to put in
There
there.
is one. We have it.
Which one?
It's got all of the movie soundtracks on it.
Oh well, yeah,
But,
that's
that's
the
cheating.
greatest hits. That's cheating. But I mean,
Nice.
but all of those all of those soundtracks, you just close your eyes and you see where the movie is.
Well, most of them were.
It's just beautiful music to me. I enjoy
The
that
theme
kind of
songs,
yeah. I enjoy
you know.
that kind of music.
I do too.
So all right, what do you got as give me a couple honorable mentions, Tina. Give me 2.
2. That's it.
Give me 2. We'll come back to you.
Okay, I'm going to go with Detroit Rock City,
Oh, I forgot about that one. Good pick.
and I'm going to go with. I can't believe I only get to say 2.
For now, you do. We'll
Okay, I'm going with Flash Gordon, Queen.
go. See, I had that one in my honorable mention too, because
I said it. I get to say it.
okay, she can go.
Every member in the band wrote songs that are on this album.
Mhm.
They all sound like Queen.
Mhm.
It goes with the movie. I've seen the movie umpteen million times, saw it 6 times at the theater. And if you love Queen, you can't deny it.
This is one that if you don't have this music, this movie is worse than it really is.
Yeah,
Oh, it's horrible.
but it's cartoon.
But it is what it is. Exactly, it is what it
It's
is.
cartoonish.
You don't
Yes.
go into it expecting an Academy
No.
Award.
Yes.
So, yeah.
You go. Oh, Queen wrote the
Yeah,
soundtrack.
exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
And
Loved it.
the way the music plays to the movie is just so good.
Yeah.
It's just cheesy as it can get, but it works.
It does. I
It
just like
works.
it. Y'all
Give me-
like your stuff?
Give me a couple, Chuck.
Well, one of them, like I said, is a movie that's probably not real popular, but Eddie and the Cruisers.
Oh, I loved that
Yeah.
movie.
Yep,
Mhm.
good soundtrack.
Oh
a
my
lot of John
gosh.
Cafferty and Beaver Brown Band did
Yeah.
most of the singing, but it
Yeah.
had some good songs. It had Dark Side and Run Around Sue
I
and Summer
forgot about
Nights and
that
Boardwalk
one.
Angel.
That would definitely
Um,
be on my honorable mention. That's great.
Yeah, that's good. It was one that I happened to run across when I was looking and remembered. forgot
That's
all
one of
about
those.
that one.
That's one of those teenage type movie. I never saw that movie.
You never saw that?
No.
I don't know if you'd like it or not.
Yeah, probably.
You
not.
know, it was one of those.
Was
bad
Matt
boy
Dillon in
movies.
it?
It was a bad boy movie. You know,
Okay.
being a girl and he's like.
So
"Oh,
sure.
bad boys."
Was it Matt Dillon?
No.
He was in all the
So,
bad boy movies.
I don't
back
think he
then.
was
He
in
was
that.
the only bad
Chuck's
boy.
I was gonna say I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No.
What else you got? Give me another one, Chuck.
Another one was Rockstar.
I have that one as well.
Yes.
I thought about that one myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Living on a Prayer, Stranglehold, Lick It Up, Long Live Rock and Roll.
Oh yeah. Well, I like the
We
stuff.
All Die Young.
We
All
die young.
I like the stuff that the Dragons
Yeah,
did,
yeah,
man.
Still Dragons.
Still
Yep.
Dragon.
They were, you know,
Written by Ann Wilson.
Some of it
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
No, Nancy.
Nancy, my bad.
She played some of
Nancy.
the guitar licks.
Yep. Nope. Another one of those movies that wasn't great. I like it. I'll watch it.
I love
It
it.
could have filled a lot of guilty pleasure movie. I just
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
think about it. But
That's
yeah.
another one that wherever, the guilty pleasure, wherever you pick it up,
Yeah.
you know where they're at.
Right. It's not a hard story to follow.
That's
No.
correct.
Yeah.
Good movie.
A movie
Good
that had a good soundtrack that I really enjoyed that really helps make the movie. It puts it in the era that the movie is shot. Is the movie Super 8?
soundtrack. Super 8.
It's a
Good
movie done in the 80s, and it looks like it's in the 80s. It's got the cinematography of the 80s. It's kind of that dull screen thing. You got Don't Bring Me Down. You got Easy. You got My Sharona. You got Silly Love Songs. You got Heart of Glass. You got Undercover Angel. You've got all of that. You know, it puts you,
need to go in my top 10.
and it puts you in that era. And the movie, I love the movie.
I didn't think about that one. I think I might bump Pulp Fiction for that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't seen that, but yeah, I'm gonna check
You've never
that out.
seen
though.
Super 8?
Oh my gosh, I
It's
think you'll love it.
It is a great.
I think you'll love it.
You can watch with the grandkids.
Absolutely.
It is.
Check it out.
It is really good.
Yeah, because it's about kids.
It's about kids.
So
It's a movie about where the kids are your main characters. One little shit.
No,
blows-
no.
Okay, I'll let it go. It's
let it go.
you'll love a couple of the characters. They're really really good. So give me another couple, bud.
All right, I'm gonna go with Top Gun. What the heck?
Hey, that's on my honorable mention as well.
Oh,
You know,
Heck yeah.
who wants? You know,
other than Danger Zone.
Danger Zone, man.
Other than Danger Zone.
Oh no! Let's see what else has it got here.
But it's kind
It's
of
got Cheap Trick, Loverboy, Kenny Loggins.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's kind of like Rocky. The movie just gets you. It
Yeah,
makes you
yeah.
happy.
Well,
It's
yeah.
pumped.
You're footloose and
Well,
you're
I mean,
all those movies.
I love the movie, and then we watched the Maverick movie, and I that was so cheesy. I loved it too.
It was supposed to be. I'm
And
sure.
I know,
Yeah.
and then the music gets you going,
Yeah.
gets you going.
Exactly.
So as an honorable mention, I can
Yes.
give that to you. I'll
Yep.
give that to you. What
I
else
mean,
you
when
got?
you hear that first lick, you know exactly.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Okay, what else I got? Let's see. I said Top Gun, and I will go with The Lion King.
Ooh, I had that one on there too.
Okay.
It was
That
one of
is my
mine.
favorite soundtrack from any Disney movie.
Yep.
So that's why I
I've got. I had that and one other Disney movie on.
Ooh.
Give me your
What's
give me
your
your
other
Disney
one?
movie.
Well, the other Disney movie I had was Shrek.
Oh yeah, I got some good ones.
Well,
on
I
there.
had a Disney movie too.
You did. What
I
do you
got Jungle Book.
Yeah. Oh, that one's so good too.
See, yeah,
I got
Yeah.
Jungle
the
Book.
main song there. I love that song.
Yeah, baby.
I also had. I had another one. I had Remember the Titans.
Oh,
I had that
that's
one
a
on my
decent
honorable
one.
mention
Yep.
too. I also had Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Jeff Healy
That's true.
does about 4 or 5 of those.
Yeah.
And
But the 60s,
Mhm.
50s, 60s songs from Remember the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
Another movie
Well,
I loved, and the music was good.
the music,
was fitting.
golly, the music,
Yeah.
the music did that movie so
Yeah.
many favors.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
What
I've
else
got
you
some other ones. I can just throw them out there.
Let's go.
Y'all can see what you think.
Throw them out there.
The Sandlot. Tequila. They played.
Well, it had again. It's another one of those that had a lot of the good old songs on it.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ray Charles,
Charles.
American is Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes your heart bleed, man.
and I had Dirty Dancing. I mean,
I
at
had that.
the time of
Everybody's
your
got
life.
that. Sure.
And then I had Joe Dirt and Wayne's World.
I had Wayne's World.
See, Wayne's World. Wayne's World was just good. I had Little Shop of Horrors.
Ah,
I
good.
had Blues Brothers 2000.
I thought about that one.
Yeah,
too,
I
when
did
heard-
too.
when
And
heard that first
I didn't cheat. I could have cheated and put the movie Bohemian Rhapsody on there, but I
Oh.
didn't. simply
Good
because
movie.
it's the Queen's greatest hit album. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So
We
know.
saw that on.
Oh,
opening
and I
night.
had Urban
It's
Cowboy. I
incredible.
had Urban Cowboy listed,
Oh, I didn't even think about Urban Cowboy.
which was a great soundtrack.
yes,
Um,
incredible soundtrack.
you know, you got Charlie Daniels, you
Ugh.
got Johnny Lee, you got Jimmy Buffett, you got Joe Walsh, you got
Man.
Bob Seger, you got the Eagles. Of course, they did go downhill and they put Ann Murray on there, but you know, then you got Boz Scaggs, Linda Ronstadt, Bonnie Raitt, Kenny Rogers. I mean,
Good Lord.
Yeah,
it was a great movie.
that was a
Well,
great
it was an okay movie.
I was
Oh, no.
gonna say
The
I-
movie's great.
Is
The
it?
Cheese.
movie's great.
Pure cheese.
It's been a
The movie
long
is
time since I've
great.
seen it. So.
Pure cheese.
Come on, guilty pleasure.
Okay, I'll give it to you, Guilty
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Guilty Pleasure
Sure.
falls under
We
that.
got
Guilty
a couple
pleasure.
more.
You got any more?
Got two more.
What do you got?
Had Guardians of the Galaxy
Good choice. Good choice.
and Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh,
Little Wooly. You got a little Wooly Bully.
I didn't dig the sound. I
Mr.
mean,
Hand.
Somebody's Baby. I like that song. I always have.
yeah.
But that's really the only one I remember from the movie. And the movie was better than the soundtrack
Oh, yeah.
for
I
me.
need to watch
It is
that
good.
again.
Make sure the kids aren't in the
I
room.
know. Oh my gosh,
It's
I
bad.
have not seen that in ages.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But when
Well,
I
it is
thought I was
bad.
gonna, whenever we, I first started brainstorming on it, I really thought that I was gonna have the movie Heavy Metal on there.
I did too.
I looked it up and I was like,
Yeah.
I remember it being the music being so much better.
Being better than what it was. Exactly.
You know?
Man, we are dead on
It's
our
like,
music.
I
That's
wanted,
weird.
it had Blue Oyster Cult. I
Yeah.
was like,
Had
oh,
had
man.
Dio on it. Had
Yes.
yes. I did the same thing. I got to looking at it and thought,
I was
oh,
like,
hell
that's
no.
not, yeah, that's
Not what I
nothing
remembered.
Like I
Yeah.
remembered.
It's
Uh-huh.
just, I mean, all in all, I mean,
Yeah.
between the three of us, we got some good soundtracks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
here.
we do. I mean,
Um,
come on.
I'm
Get
sure we
good.
may have missed one or two out there.
Yeah,
I'd like
sure
to have
we
some
have.
comments from you folks out there if there's anything we missed that you feel should have made at least the honorable mention list.
Yeah, most definitely. There's so many. I had a hard time narrowing it down.
Well, my biggest fight was trying to find. I only wanted to put one of those symphonic ones in there.
Me too. But I did too because of,
I know.
well, no, Queen, they sang on it. So
Yeah, they sang on. Well, theirs
a lot of it
was.
was instrumental.
Golly, theirs was that. That soundtrack just freaked me out
Oh,
alone. I bought the soundtrack before I even saw the movie because it was a Queen album,
sure.
and it was so good. It was.
I saw it at a double feature in Moore, and it had Popeye with Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall and Flash Gordon, and I went to the double feature 6 times.
You had to sit through Popeye 6 times.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it was worth it.
ooh,
It was worth it. Come on, back then, I don't even know how old I was.
that's true.
It was
What year
probably-
was that at? What year did that come
12.
out? 80.
Oh, let's see if I
Let me
just
think
happen
about
to have
this.
it right
Yeah,
here.
83,
81.
81.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's my grade. That's the year I graduated high school.
I was,
Like I
11.
said,
I was
think
11.
I was
What were you like?
younger.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Anyhow,
That's not true for my age.
yeah, you are.
I mean, come on.
But anyway, this was a good one. This was a difficult one to do.
It was
for me.
difficult, but it was
hard.
fun
It
going
was.
back through and saying,
And
oh
remembering.
man, I forgot
Yep.
about that song.
Well, I mean, and how many times did we all say sitting here after the research we did? We said, "Oh shit, I forgot that."
Yeah.
one."
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do it a whole lot because she had all mine. But yeah, we looked at the same freaking research evidently.
No.
Oh man, that's it. Well. I mean, be honest right now. Be honest.
Yeah.
Whenever I said let's do this, or we figured out we're going to do this, how many did you write down before you turned on the computer?
A bunch.
I did about probably about 17 or 18.
Yeah,
Some didn't even,
yeah.
and some didn't even make my honorable mention by the time I was done.
Mine too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
like heavy metal.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh,
Heavy
that's
metal
really
was
good.
heavy metal was one of them.
That's really good. Then you keep going. That
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
sucks.
it's not good at all.
Yeah, not anything like I remember.
Well, I noticed, like we talked to. Oh, in the movie My Girl, that had some good
yeah,
stuff
that
in
had
it.
some good stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these soundtracks, the Forrest Gumps, the American Graffiti, the Big Chills, that you find a lot of the same
it's a
songs.
snapshot in
Right.
time.
Yeah,
Well,
and that's what's incredible.
But-
The snapshot in time.
Because
How-
Boogie Nights was another one of those. That
Exactly.
Same,
Yep.
That same.
That fell completely
type.
off of my
Yep.
sheet because of the same deal. Because it's on there's some of those same songs on so many different albums,
Yeah.
so many different soundtracks because they are
They're classics.
They're classics to that time period.
Classic.
So any of you directors out there that are making a movie, there are other songs in those eras rather than the ones that have been
But
used.
you know what? But
so
then
many
would
times.
they wind
they-
up on somebody's list?
they're
like
so
Harold?
fitting.
Probably not.
Yes.
Probably not. So, well. But anyway, this was a fun one.
This was
I
fun.
enjoyed this.
We
I had a
did,
good time
yes.
on this one.
Love doing the movie stuff.
I like going back and learning and remembering stuff. You know?
Well, I picked up a few movies here that I never heard of before, so that I haven't seen. So
Well, that's
Okay.
true.
give me something to go look at.
That's very true.
You
That's
definitely
very,
need
very
to, yeah.
true. Okay. All right, y'all got anything else?
Not on this one. I think I'm
I'm
good.
good.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, subscribe, like, leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know if we were just absolutely 100% smart or,
Or way off.
you know, or way off. We,
In our opinions.
we were pretty close. We were pretty close to the top.
Yeah.
I mean, between the three of us, I think we might have a lot of people's top 10s.
Yeah,
maybe.
probably.
Yeah, a lot
I would
of them.
think.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, a lot of
A
them.
there's-
majority of their top 10.
There's still a lot
Sure.
of them out there. That, you know, Mrs. Robinson. I mean, whatever album, the Graduate, whatever
Graduate.
album. That was a good
And see, there was a
album.
couple of Beatles movies that I'm
Yeah.
not a Beatles fan, so I didn't. But I'm sure
Sergeant
people.
Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Sergeant Pepper's was a
You
great
know,
album.
Sergeant
It's a
Pepper,
great album.
What
Well,
was it? Hello, or Hard Day's Night, or
Hard
whatever
Day's
it
Night.
was, Yeah,
yeah.
I missed
But see, again, the
Not a big fan.
Sergeant Pepper's movie that had the soundtrack was like the Honeymoon in Vegas, where other artists did the
Did the
Beatles
songs.
tunes.
Yeah.
So there again, that was a good album. I mean, I bought it back in the day.
We had it.
Can't tell you what year it was because I'll get in trouble because Anyway, we appreciate you coming in. We'll talk to you next time. Come back by and see us. We're going to continue to do top 10 lists and just see if we can get some comments out there to tell us if you like them or if you agree or disagree. Let us know, or we'll talk to you soon. Y'all got anything else?
I am good for now.
done.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks.
Mwah.